Hey guys, what do you think? This is my best pitch for our ultra-terrifying video. Let me know if you want me to make this, or let me know if you have some other ideas. Okay, here's the story. A young woman decides to move to a new city, take a job at an animal shelter and get a small apartment. It's pretty cheap, which is a little bit odd considering it's in such a forgotten part of town. But she doesn't care because it means she can save money and spend more on tuna for the cats. The apartment building is old, as are the appliances inside the apartment, but it has a lot of character, exposed brick walls and beautiful hardwood floors and a view of the courtyard. She likes it. Her one-bedroom apartment is located on the ground floor, right above a florist shop. She hopes her new neighbors will be nice and stop by to say hello soon. The first few days pass with nothing unusual happening. Then, one night while she's laying in bed, she hears strange noises coming from the wall next to her bed. Sounds like hushed whispers. It's difficult to make out the words, but it definitely sounds like someone talking about her. Talking to her, but not to her. It sounds like they're talking around her, hiding their faces so she can't see them, planning something while they look at her. Each night, the whispers return. She tells herself it's just some nosy neighbors. But after a week, the whispers continue, and they start coming from the other walls too. They seem to follow her from room to room. She asks herself, who is talking about her? And why? One morning, after the whispers, she sees a small scratch mark on the wall, almost like a small black line left by a fingernail. It's probably nothing, she says. But the next day, there's another scratch on the wall, except now there are two lines, almost like fingers crossed. The marks continue appearing every day, getting bigger and darker, seeming to pulse with veins. The woman is scared, but also confused and frustrated. Why would someone keep scratching up her walls? She tries calling the landlord, but he never answers his phone. She finds his number written on a scrap piece of paper taped to the fridge, and it's the only contact info that's here. The woman starts locking her bedroom door at night, but the whispers still come through. She even puts stuffed animals in front of the door to block it, but the sound still manages to seep through the cracks. One night, she wakes up to hear a crash and she thinks to herself, I gotta get out of here. But when she opens the bedroom door, the hallway looks different. It seems longer and narrower. She walks down the hall toward the living room, but the door is closed. She remembers leaving it open. As she reaches out to open the door, she feels a cold breeze on her neck and she shivers. She throws the door open and screams. The room is completely empty. The couch, TV, coffee table, and bookshelf are all gone. In their place is a large pit filled with darkness that seems to breathe. The hole goes deep, deeper than she can see. She falls to her knees and cries. How did this happen? What's going on? Was she dreaming? But then she remembers. The whispers. Every night, the voices had gotten closer, more insistent. She thought they were coming from the other room, but now the other room is gone. Are they here with her? She turns back to the bedroom, which is still there. Maybe she's safe in here. But as she stands, she notices the scratches on the wall again. They seem to pulse and writhe like a nest of parasites. Then she notices that there are no windows in her bedroom either. Where are the windows? She runs to the front door, yanking it open, but instead of a hallway, she sees a dark void stretching endlessly in all directions. It feels like she's looking into space. She screams and slams the door shut, collapsing on the ground. The walls are breathing now. The scratches are moving, slithering across the surface like worms. She knows the whispers are here, but she can't hear them over the sound of her own panicked breathing. Then she hears a key in the lock. She hides under the bed as the door slowly opens. A tall, gaunt man steps inside carrying a toolbox. He looks around the apartment. His face is pale and drawn. He doesn't seem to notice her. He walks over to the breathing wall and takes out a screwdriver. The woman watches in horror as the man presses his ear against the wall and listens. When he pulls away, she can see that his eyes are wide and staring. He drops his tools and runs out of the apartment. She peeks out from under the bed and sees the man standing in the street. He's screaming and flailing his arms, but she can't hear what he's saying. Then he drops to his knees and she doesn't see him move for a long time. Days go by. She doesn't leave the apartment. She's too afraid. The whispers never stop. Now they feel close, like they're inside her head. Sometimes she thinks she hears scratching at the walls, but when she checks, there are no new marks. The food in her fridge spoils, and she eats it anyway. She drinks water that's probably full of bacteria. She doesn't care. She spends her days watching TV, waiting for something, anything to happen. She's so tired of waiting for the scratching to start again, for the whispers to get louder. She wants to be done with it. She wants to die. One morning, she wakes up and the walls are covered in scratches. The whole apartment is covered in them. All different sizes and shapes, most of them new, but some of them she recognizes. They're moving faster now, faster than before. She can hear them shifting in the walls, slithering around her apartment. Some of the markings move toward the door, gathering at the center like an army preparing for battle. The woman knows what's coming. She backs away, hiding in the corner of the room. She closes her eyes and screams, but her voice doesn't come out. Instead, a whisper comes out. She gasps, opening her eyes. The scratches are gone from the walls, but when she looks down, she sees them on her skin. She screams again, but the whispers won't let her. They rise, they climb, they coil around her body. They enter her ears, nose, and mouth. She thrashes wildly, trying to claw at the marks, but her fingers can't reach them. They're inside her now, inside her mind. The whispers are inside her head. She can feel them burrowing into her brain, ripping apart her thoughts, stealing her sanity. When she collapses to her knees, she sees the man from before standing in her doorway. His face is covered in scratches. He grins at her and the woman screams. But it's too late. The whispers have taken her. She falls forward, collapsing next to the man. The scratches cover his body, but now they're covering hers too. He reaches out a hand to her, his grin widening. She reaches back and he pulls her up. Together they walk into the darkness. That's the story. Let me know what you think. Thanks. Bye.